Alright, guys. So the method, I don't know what to say. What I thought might work out to at least get the down payment done by February, unfortunately did not pan out. So I'm back to square one. As I've said before, doing a GoFundMe is not in the equation. I don't start back to work until first week of January. There's no way between January and February I can come up with $1,748.75. There is zero way I can do that on my own. I am not making this video asking you guys for donations. That is not the reason for this video. I simply am looking for ideas, thoughts, suggestions, anything on how I can go about getting that money before February. And the reason why it has to be before February is because, as I said before, I did receive an email yesterday. Dexcom is closing their Canadian store come February, and come July they are stopping distribution altogether of the Dexcom G6. My current pump cannot pair with the Dexcom G7. It is crucial to have my CGM pairing with my pump, especially for overnight, so that if I take a low, the pump can read that, register that, and stop insulin. If I'm awake, I know if I'm having a low because I can feel that I'm having a low. I can then shut off the pump, stop the insulin, whatever I have to do to go ahead and correct the low. If I'm sleeping, I don't feel the low. And so to me, it's crucial, and to my doctors, it's crucial that the pump can register that I'm taking a low and stop the pump. I know in the past, CGMs weren't a thing, and therefore pumps couldn't pair to them. And I'm sure even when the first CGMs came out, pumps couldn't pair to them, I'm sure, So I do know that, yes, the pump can be used without it, and I'd be willing to do that during the day when I can check my sugars, program it into the pump, everything like that. But I can't do that when I'm sleeping, which would mean I wouldn't be able to use the pump comfortably, safely overnight, which would mean I'd always wake up high because I'd have to stop my pump for overnight. So that's obviously not a good option. I can't go back to multiple daily injections. They were not working. My sugars were still very high. I can tell you 1 year ago when I had my yearly eye exam, at that point my eyes were starting to deteriorate. They were seeing problems with the retinas and complications caused by my high sugar numbers. 6 months ago, I went for a 6-month checkup. Things had improved. They weren't really seeing anything happening with the eyes. I just went for my yearly checkup, and they not only do not see any complications happening with the eyes, my eyesight actually has improved. So I guess it was all caused from my diabetes. I don't want to end up back there. There are so many things, so many complications that can happen with the body by your sugars being very out of control. And I don't want to jeopardize my body further by having my sugars being so out of control. So I have to have an insulin pump. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even hypothetically, if I were to lose weight, there's a good chance that I would still need to have the insulin pump because, again, my sugars my diabetes is not from, according to what I've been told, from my weight and everything like that, because I've been told that I should see improvements, I don't know how to explain it. I was just told that it's not that my weight has no bearing on my diabetes, it's just that I would have been diabetic regardless of my weight. So whilst I'm hoping to continue this weight loss progress and exercising and everything like that, it's not going to cure my diabetes. The other issue is bariatric surgery as a tool. I know it's not a cure, it is a tool. I wouldn't even be a thought of having approval for gastric bypass if my sugars become out of control again. All right now it is potentially an option. I am looking into it, but I know they will definitely turn me away the moment my A1C is all out of whack again. Right now my A1C is beautiful. It was 6.7. If I remember correctly, or it was 7.1, something like that. It was between 6 and 7, I can't remember what, which is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful compared to where I sat before the pump. So, again, this video is not to ask for money. I do not want donations. I'm not looking for anything like that. Where else can I turn to? I have tried every single community service group in town. I've tried every single church in town. Unfortunately, none of them were able to help. One church was able to help. However, I never cashed their money because I was waiting to put it towards the pump. But then I never was able to come up with funds for the pump, and I didn't think that I'd need to. So, I told them just go ahead and cancel their check. I thought I'd have more time to be able to save up for the pump. I did not realize that it was going to be this year. They were like, I had originally been told subscriptions were stopping at the end of this year, and then I heard from others that wasn't true, and that there were still pumps out there that couldn't pair with the G7. And I don't mean like in the sense of mine where mine just won't update to be able to pair. I mean the entirety of said pump system, I don't know what pump it was, can't pair with the G7. And so that's when they were saying like they wouldn't stop production of the G6 until that one could pair. Well, I guess it now pairs, I assume, since they are now saying that distributions will stop as of July. But as of February, the Canadian store closes, which means I'd have to go to my pharmacy, and my pharmacy informed me today that it's no longer covered through the pharmacies for the G6 because the G7 is what's covered now. So I don't know where else to turn. The pump program in Ontario was through ADP. They've denied me just solely on the basis that I'm type 2, even though my doctor sent them letter after letter after letter explaining I have to have the pump. It doesn't matter. I was denied basis of type 2. I've tried every community service group. They either don't help with this type of thing or don't have the funds to be able to help. And I've tried churches. I don't usually get an answer, or it's they don't help with that kind of thing. I've tried OW discretionary unit. I was told that they don't have the funds this year to be able to help me. Funds, are a year by year basis, and, a lot of things are being cut. And ODSP says that they don't help with anything to do with the insulin pumps or their supplies or anything like that. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I don't have anybody that has this kind of money to even lend me up front, and I paid them back. And none of the community resources are able to help. So I don't know where else to turn. If anybody has any sort of thoughts, ideas, actual knowledge of where to turn, please share it with me. Again, I'm not asking for your help. I'm not in financial help. I'm not asking for your financial help. I'm not asking for donations. That's not what this is about. This is simply, I'm trying to brainstorm. I need help brainstorming. Please, if you can think of anywhere I can try, let me know. I just need to come up with this amount of money, just the down payment by February. I can do the 24-month payment plan. That's not an issue. I can manage that. But I need the down payment. I need the down payment before February. Like, if I had a year to save this down payment, 6 months to save this down payment, it would be difficult, but I would manage. But I need it by February. I don't have a choice. Please help me brainstorm. I wanted to add on is, I don't even have any assets that I can get rid of. My assets are my van, which it was only $14,000 when I purchased it, financed it, whatever, in 2020 or 2019. I can't remember which year I financed it, but it was only $14,000 then. It was 4 years old. So yeah, 2020, because it was 4 years old. It is now nearly 10 years old. I'd be lucky if I could get $2,000 out of it. Right? There's repairs needing done to it. Nothing major, but there are some repairs needing done, and we were planning to get them done in the new year and stuff like that. But first off, it's only worth maybe $2,000. And sure, that's, that would be the down payment, but that doesn't, which is great. That's what I'm looking for right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do right now. But then I'm stuck with Well, now how do I get to Kitchener every month to get my tube changed? How do I go to Cambridge? Time right now. How do I get to Cambridge to see my neurologist? How do I go to Hamilton to see the surgeon who's going to do the G-pome surgery? How do I get to all of these medical appointments that are out of town? In town, yeah, okay, I could book the bus. I could, figure stuff out in town. But out of town appointments, I can't rely on public transit because I'd have to take the GO train, and that only comes through a couple times a day. Then I gotta friggin' figure out their in-town transit, right? So all of that would become very costly. And again, timing. Like, I'm supposed to have, when I go for my tube changes, I have to be there for 8:30 in the morning. My appointment's for 9, I have to be there for 8:30, and then I'm out by usually 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending how long, if they're running behind from the previous patient, how long my change takes, etc. Right? So, okay, great. So now I'm out of there by 10 o'clock. The next train may not come through till 5 o'clock in the evening. That's not going to work. I can't be stuck in Kitchener all day long. Same with going to Cambridge. The GO train doesn't even go through Cambridge. So how do I get to Cambridge? How do I get to Hamilton? How do I get, all these different places that I have to be to for a certain time. So I can't sell the van. The van is a medical requirement at this point. Not to mention all my medical equipment that I have to take with me wherever I go. I've got to use my wheelchair, right? Okay, so yes, the GO trains are handicap accessible. Most transits are too. But it's just a pain in the ass to get anywhere, especially out of town, without having a vehicle. So my vehicle I can't get rid of that. I need that vehicle for my medical appointments. The only thing else that I own that is considered to be an asset, I guess, would be the PlayStation, which maybe I'll get $100 for, maybe, right? Like, the PS6 is going to launch any time now, I'm sure. It's not valuable, right? People aren't buying used PS5s these days. And I don't honestly know how much it would be. I don't have the original remote for it. It died. So I just have the PS5. It's the PS5 Slim, no disc, right? But again, so then I get rid of that. Now I have no source of entertainment. I don't have anything to be able to block my mind from all of the shit that I have to deal with being chronically ill and disabled, right? That's my getaway. That's something I can do for fun. That's all I have, right? It's not like I have multiple gaming systems. I don't even have a PS4 anymore. Got rid of that, right? Like, I don't have anything else worth the money. Yes, I have a large TV. That's, again, from like 2020, and you can't even update it, so it doesn't even function as a smart TV anymore. It just functions as a regular TV. But again, I'm not about to sell my PlayStation and my TV, the only sources of entertainment I have, the only things to keep me preoccupied and keep my mind off of bullshit, right? And obviously I'm going to work as much as I can once the new year starts, but up until like April, May, I'll be lucky if I get 15 hours a week. And then even come the busy season, I might be able to pull off 25, 30 hours a week, but I know there was weeks last year where I tried to do 36 hours a week. Last season. And by the end of that week, I was so burnt out, it wasn't even funny, because I'm pushing myself beyond what my body is currently capable of doing, right? Hopefully, as I continue to lose weight, my health improves, and hopefully I'll be able to do more, but in the meantime, I can only do so much. And again, I do not want your donations. I am not asking for financial support from anybody. I am just looking to brainstorm. I need ideas. That's all I'm asking for. Somebody somewhere will have some sort of idea that I haven't thought of, that somebody else may not have thought of. Maybe they've been through this and know an avenue to go. So please, if you know of a way to be able to get help, let me know. I'm simply just looking for a way to get the down payment. That's it. That's all. I only have till February. Otherwise, I wouldn't be pushing this so hard. Thanks, guys, for all the love and support and for always being here.